the Love Cape Ann Report Holiday Edition. So thrilled to be back here. I'm Ken Riehl, CEO of the Cape Ann Chamber of Commerce, and with me today is...
My name is Pat Slade. I'm the incoming president, coming in after Sara. am the editor of the Manchester Cricket in Manchester, Massachusetts, which I have been for the last 15 years. I have lived in Manchester for about 42 years. I was actually born on Martha's Vineyard, but spent much of my childhood in Gloucester. So I'm quite familiar with Cape Ann. Love every town and the city of Gloucester. I'm looking forward to leading the chamber this year. It's Sara and Ken and the team have made it a much easier job because they worked so hard last year. So I'm looking forward to following through and maybe doing some new items.
Excellent.
Great.
We are thrilled to have you, Pat. Welcome.
Thank
and we're
you,
looking
Ken.
forward to hearing a lot more next year. Just the beginning. Welcome aboard.
Yeah,
Thank you, Ken.
welcome. And I'm Sara Young from the Schooner Adventure, and was chamber president this past year. Just had my last board meeting today.
It was a good meeting. It was a lot of fun.
It was a
Mhm.
lot of
Fun.
fun.
Yeah.
And Pat, looking forward to passing over the reins and maybe still being very involved, but maybe a few less meetings.
Right, you're not going anywhere.
No.
So you become chairperson.
That's right,
Yeah.
I do.
And how many years have you been on the board, Sarah?
So this will be my 6th year on the
Wow.
board,
Yeah.
and it's been just a wonderful experience. I enjoy working in the community. I mean, that's why I'm involved. You know, I love what the chamber does for the community, and it's been a real joy to have a hand in some of that. So
Yeah. Well, it
Good.
certainly has been wonderful working with you.
thank you.
As
I
we said in the
agree.
board meeting, my
Yes.
goodness, with the executive board is so involved on top of what the board does as our ambassadors, but especially the president and the chairperson are so involved, and just working with you every week and almost every day has been a real pleasure.
Thank you. It's
So
been a
thank
joy.
you so much for everything that you've done. So we have had an incredible year, and if I start out with the big picture, we're a membership organization. We're a nonprofit, a 501c6, which means that even though we're a nonprofit, we actually pay taxes. And as a membership organization, our members are foundational, to who we are and what we do, which is to serve our business members and the business community, and ultimately the community as a whole. And so this year we had a really great membership drive,
We did.
which you guys really helped to lead, and the whole board was incredibly involved, and about 50 other volunteers, leaders in the
Yes.
community, who are out there working, just talking with other businesses, telling them about all of the great reasons to be a chamber member. And ultimately we had over 100 members join the chamber this year, which makes us one of the largest chambers in the state.
Very
Yeah,
exciting.
a lot of people don't realize that. We're we are a regional chamber, so we're Gloucester, Essex, Manchester, and Rockport, and I think Ken, we're right around 900
Right around
members,
900 members, yeah.
making us, I think, the 5th largest in the Commonwealth, which is amazing. And
Especially when you think about who we're comparing against. So that's against Boston
Yep.
and Worcester and the Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce. I mean, these are huge regions, and here we are, Cape Ann, 45,000 residents on Cape Ann, and also we have a lot of members that are in our neighboring communities as well. So it's not just limited to the Cape Ann businesses, but it's quite a statement to look at kind of the region that we represent and realize that we're one of the largest chambers in the Commonwealth.
Yeah, it's amazing, and and it shows with what our chamber is able to do in the community. And I know we're gonna take a little bit of a look back and talk about some of those things, but it was great. And I want to just give a shout out to Matt Ansvino from Rockport Inn and Suites, who was this year's chairman, and he also hosted our membership drive at the motel, and he's done amazing work here as well, and we're wishing him well, and as he cycles off the board.
I know, he's going to take a little break.
I know.
He's going to go on a big vacation.
Yeah.
Finally done with the
Right.
chamber board, but not to be lost, because he certainly will stay very involved.
Yeah.
And what he does in that business, Rockport Inn and Suites, is so key in everything that goes on in Rockport. He's extremely supportive and community-minded, both he and Missy, his wife, and family. It's really
Well,
been great.
And I think that the size of our membership just goes to prove that we have people that really believe in the chamber, and you know, they are supporting us, and we're growing stronger, and so I think that's a great thing for the future of Cape Ann and
Yeah.
Cape Ann
Great
business.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. And we look forward to talking a lot about that early in the new year to see how we can continue to improve our programs and services. So membership was a big deal for us this year. The other one is we have a main fundraiser, and that's our annual auction. It was in its 30th year this year, and we used that and really took a step back to reframe and reformat the auction. And we brought in a consultant to help us with that, and made a number of really important changes for everything from the venue to the items to the auctioneer and the messaging, and really to talk about what it is that we do as a nonprofit organization for our members and for the community as a whole. And as a result of that, the auction did very, very well this year, and we turned around a decline that we've seen over the last several years. We actually had a pretty big increase this year, and it was thanks in large part, again, to you both for your leadership, our auction committee, which is very involved, and our auction is an 8-month ordeal. And getting that to go, it is an ordeal. It's a big effort.
It is.
And to all of our other volunteers who help with that. So that was really good for us. And then lastly,
well, before you move on,
yeah.
I just want to, since you know, we know people in the community are listening to our Love Cape Ann podcast, I just want to give a little plug for this year's auction. There are amazing items in this auction, and it's really representative of the businesses in this community, as well as fabulous trips and gift certificates. So, and it's open to the public. This is not just a chamber member event. So take a look. I think it's in mid-July. I don't know if we've set the date yet.
We're going to be in the same time frame,
Same time.
end of July.
But
Yep,
it's worth attending, and you know, the shift to the Beauport Hotel this year was great. We, of course, for a long time, we're at Woodman's, which is a fabulous location, and we're looking forward to another really fabulous event. So come on out.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And then lastly, it was trying to do a better job in getting our message out. You know, who are we? What the heck is the Cape Ann Chamber of Commerce anyway? Who are we and what do we do? And you know what? That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Is trying to better communicate to our members and also to the community as a whole, and really to help people understand what it is that we do for the business community and for the larger community, all the residents of Cape Ann, and so we're going to talk about that next in this great year that we had. One of the main things that we do for the community is all of the events that we lead or that we support. We support all of the major events on Cape Ann, and we lead many of them. You know, the big ones, of course, here in Gloucester, we're at Cape Ann TV, and we do the block parties in Gloucester, which were really quite a lot of fun this year and very well attended. There were 3 of those over the summertime. We had a wonderful turnout at the Waterfront Festival. That's the largest event on Cape Ann with over 20,000 people in the 2 days at Stage 4 Park, which is just
a great event.
a great event, a beautiful venue. We had good weather, thank
We
goodness.
did have good
And
weather.
we brought the lobster bake back.
That's right. Oh, the
That was
lobster
a big
bake.
deal.
Yeah.
We were sweating that. Where do you come up with 500 lobsters? And are you sure that people are going to eat that many lobsters?
Exactly.
Because if not, you're left over with a lot of lobster meat.
But they did.
They did.
They
They
did.
did.
We had great turnout, and the lobsters were very popular.
They were popular.
So
Long line.
right?
I was first in line.
I wasn't sure where I was, but we did have our share of lobster. It was good.
Yeah, big shout out to Salty Franks on that one. That was great. Doug and his team there, and they came through for us, and so that was a lot of fun. And we had also fantastic turnouts in Manchester at Festival by the Sea.
We did.
There was, for the first time, that I've been here 4 years, for the first time I've been here, not a parking space in town. We had some feedback that people didn't go because they couldn't find a place to park. That's how difficult it was. We had overflow parking at the high school. We had overflow parking at Sweeney.
And the
all
elementary
the roads,
school,
the elementary
we did.
school. Every single spot in Manchester was taken. So a fantastic turnout, incredible day. I mean, that's a reason for it.
Well,
The weather was perfect.
Accident that the weather changed the date.
Oh,
We
you're
put it off
right,
from
you're
Saturday
right,
to
you're right, and we went
Sunday.
Sunday.
Turned out to
I had
be,
forgotten, Pat.
you know, a wonderful change of events. I
Right.
mean, it seemed like more people were there. You know, I think that a lot of people on Saturday have their things to do. Even though it's always been a great event on Saturday, it seems like Sunday people are out with their families. They're looking for something to do. We had someone just hear it on the radio as they were driving by and decided to turn off and come, and they were so excited
That's great.
to be there, and I'm sure that will have an impact next year,
Yeah.
you know, spreading the word.
Absolutely, it was such a great event, and these are so weather dependent. So especially when we hear that the weather's going to be iffy, if it's going to be bad, we could deal with that because we'll move it. But if it's questionable, that's what really gives us a lot of stress because do we change the date or not? And we know when you change the date, you run a big risk of losing everybody who had planned on it being on the Saturday. And if we move it to a Sunday, we're really going to get the people there. And Festival by the Sea was just a great example where it worked out perfectly. And so that was a good decision.
It was a good decision.
We sweated that right up until about 2 o'clock the day before, whether they're going to change that or not. And then we just hit the social media airwaves hard on the change of date.
We did.
It worked out. Really worked out. Clam Fest also,
Fabulous.
perfect weather.
Yeah.
It was perfect
The-
weather.
Again, the best weather that I've seen since I've been here, and record turnouts. You know,
It was.
the big the highlight there is the chowder competition, you know, which we do in the tennis course. We had 12 competitors this year, which was more than quite a few years.
Yeah.
And we sold out of ballots a little after 1 o'clock. It goes until 2, but we were out of ballots.
We were.
Which we thought we had plenty, but obviously we didn't. And the tennis courts were just absolutely, it was shoulder to shoulder. We had so many people in there, and the chowder was wonderful. And we had a really good judging table this year. Of course, we always get the state elected officials, people like Bruce Tarr and Margaret and Brad Hill, and then we had the mayor join us this year, which was a lot of fun. She was great.
It was.
And then we have the local elected officials there as well, and some of the chamber leaders.
Yep.
So that was really a fun event.
It was a fun
just
event. It was a
beautiful
good day. It was a
So
good day.
next year, I think you'll get to be one of the judges.
Finally,
Yes!
after how many years I've worked it, I finally get to be a judge.
One of the privileges of being president of the
was.
board.
Yeah,
You
it
get
was-
to be a
I
judge
know.
next
I'm
year.
busy stamping hands, and I didn't get a chance to really test the chowders. I mean,
Oh,
people were
really?
coming. I
They-
didn't.
And
No,
the crowd
because
was
the
up there.
crowd
there
was
so
so
many
big, and they
people there.
kept coming and coming, and
Right.
so I didn't get to leave my post
Well, you will
to
next
try
year.
the chowder.
At Ipswich Ale, the line for Ipswich Ale was like 50 people long, and they ran out of beer.
Yeah, 2 trucks
Like-
next year.
2 trucks
Yeah.
next year. No.
Definitely.
Yep. Yeah.
So that was just a wonderful event as well. Of course, we just came off our right in the holidays now, but we've already run a lot of the holiday events. You know, the chamber is very involved and leads a lot of the holiday events on Cape Ann. We bring Santa to 3 of the 4 communities, and was just wonderful. You know, the experiences, the photos that are out there in the paper and social media are just heartwarming to see, especially the little kids, you know, and the big smiles on their
It is.
faces, and it's just a whole different dynamic for
It
Chamber
is.
of Commerce, but so rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of our community give back, you know, when we talk about enhancing the quality of life for our residents. That's when you see the smiles on the kids and what we do with Santa and over the holidays, that's a big part of it. And so it's just very self-fulfilling to kind of be part of that experience.
Yep, and it was great to see the chamber back involved with the lobster trap tree
That was
in
fun to do.
Gloucester.
You know, kudos to David Brooks.
Yeah,
My
he-
goodness, that
Just
he
amazing.
does that
That's
all.
impressive.
He and his,
It's impressive.
he has a big group of volunteers. You know, Sean Henry and
Yeah.
a number of other folks out there putting the lobster trap tree together. 35 feet this year and over 300 traps.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
And it's lit perfectly. I have this great view of it from my office on Harbor Loop, and in the
Yeah.
evening,
Yeah.
you know, it's just wonderful.
And big shout out to Three Lantern. They donated the traps, and we'll be selling
Wow.
them. And there's some proceeds that will go back to the kind of the awarding organization is Art Haven. So it's a fundraiser for Art Haven, which of course David started. which is such a great cause. And the new director there, Tracy Corbett, was very involved. So it was an opportunity for her to get out and talk a little bit about the organization. And then there's the Bowie auction that's coming up in January at Cruiseport. And so that auction is going to be a lot of fun. And again, Three Lantern is actually donating 10 traps that they're going to raffle off. And the proceeds from those traps goes directly to Art Haven.
And I didn't realize, you told us today in the meeting that the chamber was they started that tree.
Started the tree.
Sure
Back
did.
in,
I
back
wasn't
in the early
aware
2000s,
of that. That was
Jeff Worthley, I believe.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
He was out there with a ragtag group building that tree. And then when Jeff left, it became my job. And I was like, wait a minute, you have to do what? To build a lobster trap tree? But it's come such a long way, and that's just, and it's just one of those wonderful things to see. You know, that was an initiative started by the chamber, picked up by another community group, and now we collaborate with them, and it's just really great.
It is great. So yeah, the holidays have been a whirlwind. We're one more party tomorrow, our chamber party,
Yeah,
and
looking forward to it.
and then we could rest a little bit before we launch right into the new year. So the events have gone very well this year, and it's been a lot of fun to do those. A lot of work and a lot of fun, because it's all the devil's in the details, and there's a lot of details on those
Absolutely.
major events. Another one that just quickly to mention is Cape Ann Plein Air, which in its second year is one of the top plein air outdoor painting events in the nation.
Yeah,
That's
The nation,
it is.
which is
It really
remarkable. And also along with that is the amount of work that goes into it. Literally, the steering committee meets every single week. In large, often at the chamber, is we host those meetings as part of the steering committee, and
And it's all volunteer run.
absolutely
It's-
right.
And
It's an
it's
amazing
something.
initiative.
It's an event that takes in all of Cape Ann,
Yeah.
so
which is
everyone's
wonderful.
involved.
Yeah.
So it's a
exactly.
unifying event
Yeah.
for Cape Ann.
That plein air event sold over $100,000 in art. So ultimately, it's to benefit the artists and the art community, and to promote Cape Ann as an artistic and cultural destination, to basically reflect our heritage. Cape Ann has a wonderful artistic heritage here, and the event helps to spotlight that. So there's so many positive, benefits of that event, and to see it in its second year do so well is really wonderful.
And we were talking about how the chamber now is really getting involved with creative business.
Yeah.
The
You know,
creative
so that
economy.
we are,
Yeah.
promoting art on Cape Ann, and I think that's a great thing.
Yeah, much more involved in the creative economy. Yep, and working with artists and galleries and the cultural organizations, the arts organizations for Cape Ann Plein Air. They're all involved, and Karen Ristabin, especially associated with Rocky Neck Art Colony, has been the leader for the last 2 years. And I can't say enough about the fantastic job that she's done.
Absolutely.
North Shore Art, Rockport Art, Cape Ann Museum, all
Sea
of
Arts.
Sea Arts is,
Yeah.
is certainly a major, major involved in the organization, and it's just been an incredible event. And here we're going into 2018, so we've already had several meetings.
I know.
We've already set the date for 2018. It's
Great.
going to be the same time frame, Columbus Day week, and we're getting ready to go out and starting to invite the artists. So here we go, running into
And
2018.
how many
ends.
people, how many artists actually
Yep.
signed
So,
up for it?
so it's open to anybody and everybody to apply. It's a juried application process, and so last year we had this past year we had 180 artists apply, and then we have a judge that juries all of the artwork, and 40 are allowed to participate. And we limited at 40 for a few reasons. One is because there's a lot of work to set up the artists around Cape Ann. One of them is we offer host housing, so they don't have to pay for accommodations, and so we find 40 households, and it's incredible the way Cape Ann opens up their houses to support these artists. And just a lot of work and attention goes into making sure that the artists have as good an experience here as they can. So 40 is a right number for the committee, and it'll probably stay that way for a while.
Well, I interviewed a number of those artists, and they were all extremely happy to be on Cape Ann.
Yeah.
They love Cape Ann. They're looking forward to coming back again. So it's all good things.
Absolutely. A couple other things quickly on this past year. So our other priorities, so promotion of the region, promotion of our members. Another priority is economic development, and important for all chambers of commerce. We're a business organization. The economy is number one for us. We have to have a strong economy, and we continue to work really closely with our state and local elected officials. We have something called a Cape Ann caucus that we meet twice a year. We talk about challenges and opportunities, getting the 4 Cape Ann communities together uniquely, and how do we work those more collaboratively. And so those meetings were very, very good, very well attended. And then we also have our division meetings where we get together in each of the communities. I meet regularly with the mayor and community development here in the city of Gloucester to progress economic issues here. You know, the things like the Fuller School is hot right now. We just came off a tax classification. We've got the noise regulations here. We've got the whole seaside, you know, sustainability work that's coming up, and so there's a lot going on, and the chamber's been very involved in those economic issues, and so it's been a good year. We get I think we do less promotion of those activities than we do in some of our other areas. You know, the community doesn't see exactly what's happening there, but we're really involved in the economic aspects of Cape Ann. And our other priority is education. And so we work very closely with our local schools. We meet with them monthly. And Pat Thorpe is our chair of our Business Education Collaborative, president of Bank Gloucester. We meet at his place with the local school systems. We had our 3rd annual Cape Ann Career and College Fair this year, which was really well attended, 75 colleges, and we brought in 50 businesses and several hundred kids from not only the Cape Ann schools, but we invite off Cape Ann schools as well. It's a unique forum in the region, and so that's one of the outcomes of that collaborative.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to participate this year as representing Schooner Adventure, a nonprofit organization, and really impressed with the students, and great conversations with parents and students, and to be able to be there and interacting with all the colleges. That's now what, in its third year, and what a great thing. And it's really, I mean, I'm so glad the chamber is revitalized that committee, and it's so important for the business community to stay involved with our local schools, and so that's a great initiative.
I think that it was a great idea bringing the business in. It allows younger students, as they're thinking about their careers and contemplating where they want to go to college and what type of job they want to be in, to be able to come in and ask business people that are doing the job and any questions that and I think they also came up with some mentorships, didn't they? Didn't they have?
That's one of the things that we do in the collaborative. Yep, we try to connect the young people with the business leads to try to get some mentorship experience.
It's great.
So
what else are we doing, Kat?
Is that all?
Quick year in review.
More?
Let's talk just very, very quickly here, as we're running out of time, on just the end of the year and early on in the new year. Big thing coming up. So for the end of this year, you know, we have 2 things. Is one, our Cape Ann gift certificates have been hot.
Good.
I mean, we're
Glad
promoting them in a greater way on social media. We also have made new flyers for, we sell the Cape Ann gift certificates also at the local Shaw's markets as well as at the chamber. And the reaction has been very positive. So when you think about, you know, giving the gift to Cape Ann and trying to keep the money local here with our local retailers and our local businesses, there is no better way to do that than the Cape Ann gift certificate, which is good at over 200 now of our members.
That is.
Over
That
200
really is.
places. It's amazing. And it's a bank check. You go into our members and it's a bank check. And so we encourage anybody listening to this broadcast it's not too late.
It's not too late.
It makes a wonderful
Fits into a
holiday
stocking.
gift. And oh, by the way, they're good any time of year.
That's
so
right.
Come on by the chamber or pick them up at Shaw's. The other is the Cape Ann license plate, and that's done very well this year. We've got 1,500 of them out on the streets. We have a neat little stocking stuffer idea.
That was a great idea.
For that,
your idea?
Well, it was a collaboration.
Team effort. Yeah.
But we have you could come by the chamber and pick up a free kind of money envelope. You put your $40 in, and you can give the gift to Cape Ann to your loved one or to a friend. And so those are going on right now as well. And we'll be talking a lot more about the license plate in the new year. So with the new year coming up, the end of January, that's our first big event. What do we have going on?
Well, Pat?
Wow, that will be our annual meeting. It's January 27th. It's at the Shalin Liu Theater in Rockport. And it's a big event. It's always a great event. It's very festive. It's a time of celebration. You're honoring the people that have been on the board and are leaving, and then we're welcoming everyone new to the board. After we have our
So I think it's going to start with a cocktail reception.
It does. It's
upstairs.
a cocktail reception, followed by a show from the Cape Ann Divas.
Yeah.
And
I happen to have the list here
yes,
because we
Sarah
have
has
give
a
us a
list.
lineup.
we
Sarah.
have to mention this. So the Cape Ann Divas, these are incredible singers from Cape Ann, and the lineup this year is going to be Kate Berry, Renee Dupuis, Mari Martin, Megan Wolf, and Amy Rich, and they will all be performing on the Shalin Liu Performance Center stage after this great party where we will actually be.
Yes.
I never know. Is it inducting? What are we doing?
I guess
We're
I think
welcoming,
it is.
We're welcoming in
in our new
Pat
president.
It
as
is.
the new president.
We're thanking our outgoing president
Yes.
and board of directors
Yes.
again, for such an amazing year.
Yeah, and it's such a fun event, and it really is a coming together of the chamber community. And what we're also doing this year with this event is you can come to just the concert. So the concert is totally open to the public for a reduced $50. And come see the Cape Ann Divas.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's a custom show.
It
You're never
is.
going to see
It
it
is.
anywhere
That's
else
right.
or at any other time. This
I'm
is
very excited. I'm very
it.
excited.
We
to
did this
come
2
in as
years ago.
president.
It was a wonderful show.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same kind of thing. It's going to be awesome.
I'm just hoping we don't get the snowstorm.
It
that we
was a
had.
blizzard that
It
night.
was,
Yes.
It was.
And we
yeah.
still had a very
We
good
did.
turnout.
We
It
did.
was a little slow driving home.
Right. But it was fun.
And just to mention it, just before that, we have our first business after hours networking event. That's going to be
So
at Ryan
excited.
and Wood.
Yes.
And oh my gosh, that's such a wonderful story. And Bob and his wife and his son and his whole team there have done such an amazing job. Yeah. And so we're gonna get a little background on that and do some networking and some tasting.
I was just saying,
Yes,
probably some
tasting.
Probably do
tasting.
some tasting while we're
Tasting.
there.
Yeah.
And so you can check out the chamber site, capeannchamber.com, to get information on that networking event and also the annual celebration. It's all up on the website right now.
I think I forgot. You can go to the Shalin Liu website
And
to order
someday,
those
too.
tickets, and I would do it sooner rather than
Yeah.
later.
Yep. You can
Get
get
them.
there, and you can also get there from our website. 'Cause
That's
we've got
right.
a
There-
link
there'll
to
be a
the,
link.
Yeah, right. All the tickets will be done through Rockport Music.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have used our time here,
Yes.
going over a little bit, but
We have.
wow, what a year! Have we had a lot of great things to
We
say
did.
with all the great work that's been done, and we're really looking forward to next year. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I agree.
Thank you all.
I
and
agree.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy
holidays.
holidays.
Thank you.